So let's focus on fundamentals of Azure OpenAI Service in this module. So this module is focusing on fundamentals of Azure OpenAI Service. And once we understand the conceptual understanding of this, we will see the demo of Azure OpenAI Service in our Azure portal. So what is Azure OpenAI Service? Well, this is a service of Microsoft Cloud solution for deploying, customizing, and hosting large language models. Remember, this is allowing you to deploy, customize, and host LLMs. Azure OpenAI Service consists of pre-trained generative AI models, and these are all those models which are used by OpenAI in their tools like ChatGPT. We have GPT 3.0, 3.5, GPT Turbo, GPT 4.0, so many versions are available. You also have some older generative legacy models of OpenAI, which are like Ada, Babbage, Curie. You also have models like DaVinci, which is allowing you to generate images with that. But all these models are going to be available to you in your Azure OpenAI service. You also have a customization capabilities. You can use your model, you can fine-tune that model using prompt engineering. You can also customize and configure your own grounding data associations with that. You also have a built-in tools to detect and mitigate harmful use cases so users can implement AI responsibly. And then you have an enterprise-grade security, which is coming with role-based access control and private networking from Azure side. In short, this is a service which is having all the good things of OpenAI as well as Azure Cloud in one combined combo package. And that's what Azure OpenAI is all about. As I said, we have multiple models which supports OpenAI with Azure. And when you're doing that, these are some of the most popular models. We have models for GPT-4 and 3.5. We have models which are embedding models, which are helping you to convert text into numeric vectors. And it can facilitate with the text similarities with that. Or you can use a DALL model, which is currently in the preview, but very soon is going to be available with GA. Which is nothing but a series of models to preview that can generate original images from a natural language text. That's what DALL can do. How to use Azure OpenAI? Now we are going to see this thing in the demo, but still we have something which is known as Azure OpenAI Studio. Same like Vision AI, this is having very similar capabilities inside that, but it's going to have pre-trained OpenAI models inside that. So as you can see in this slide, we have a section which is known as Playground. This playground is going to give you a chat playground, completion playground, and DALL playground, where you can generate text, you can generate images in DALL, or you can just create and configure your chatbot, based on which you can customize what kind of responses you're getting from that. Azure OpenAI models includes GPT-4, 3.5, embeddings, and DALL models by default. If you want some other specific versions of OpenAI models, you have to request to Microsoft on this OpenAI Studio, and then on the approval from that side, you will be able to use the other models also with that. We will experiment some of the configurations inside Azure OpenAI models, so we'll see that what configuration options are there, what kind of changes we can do inside that. Azure OpenAI's natural language capabilities. Now, obviously, this is allowing you to generate the content using transformer model. So you can see here we have an example. Generative pre-trained transformer model, GPT, are excellent at both understanding and creating natural languages. Now you can see we have an example here. For example, left side we have given a prompt where the user types in the text asking for a cooking recipe. So we are specifying here that write a recipe instructions for a fruit pie based on this ingredients. And we are also providing ingredients like strawberries, blueberries, flour, eggs, and milk. And when you provide this input, the generated output using GPT will be like this. It's going to show you instructions with step-by-step configuration which you need to do. It's a full recipe which got created. Now, this is something which you have obviously seen if you have used ChatGPT ever, or if you have never used, I strongly recommend you to go and try that, because this is what ChatGPT is really good at. On the other hand, we can also use a code generation capabilities of Azure OpenAI, which is mostly useful for developers. As you can see here, we have a Python-based code which is going to be generated with this code configuration. So left side, we have a GPT model which can translate our natural language or code snippet into a particular code generation mechanism. Left side, we have some Python logic. If you're a developer, you will be able to understand this default configuration code which is there. And then we also want a unit test configuration for that. And we are just trying to generate a code which is going to help us to do the unit testing configuration for that. And that's what which is visible at the right side. So once this kind of a plugin is installed with your GitHub Copilot, you can just try this kind of configuration. So GitHub Copilot is also free to use for testing purpose. You can try and test that thing for the initial basic code configuration. And this is one of the tools I always recommend to most of the organizations now to improvise their code development lifecycle. And also it's going to save a lot of time. So it's going to be a rapid application development if you do that. Last but not the least, everyone's favorite DALL-E model, which is helping you to generate images. Now, when you are using generative AI models, it can edit, it can create images, and these models are going to work with images that is called, the model is called DALL-E actually, which support image creation, image editing, and image variation creations also. Like you can see here, we have a prompt which is creating 4 variations of an image of an elephant with an hamburger. Now, it's something like based on your imagination, you can generate whichever you want. They are generating an elephant with a hamburger, and we have 4 different images which are generated with this, and each one is unique. Each one is different. Maybe you don't like these 4 variations, you can have some other variations generated with another prompt with that. You can also specify what particular style, what particular configuration you want. If you want to edit an image, you can also edit image and customize things with that. We have a tool from Microsoft which is known as Microsoft Designer, which is extensively used DALL-E image generation and image editing capabilities inside that. Again, it's a free to use in the trial version, so I strongly recommend you to go for Microsoft Designer tool and then try how this image capabilities are helping you to generate unique images with Azure OpenAI.